and gentlemen, welcome to an international edition of the Strompcast, episode 230, the Euro 2024 preview. But before we get into it, let me introduce you to my co-host. First, we've got the main man, Danny. How you doing today, man?
I'm good, boys. Glad to be back on, as always. Conflicting schedules, but glad to be back on. I'm gripped with fucking international fever now. The Euros are amongst us. Copa America's coming as well. I believe the Olympics are just after this as well.
After.
Cannot wait. Sporting what? Sporting who? No way, baby.
And we got Chris. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right. I'm gonna be honest. 2 weeks ago, I wasn't even thinking about the Euro. Obviously, I knew it was coming. I just didn't really care that much. Mm-hmm. And then that Portugal squad came out, and I was like, this fucking sucks, man. But now it's right around the corner, and I'm kind of excited now for the first time today because it was the last game today. I was like, okay, the next game they play is going to be a real game.
It matters.
So yeah, today was honestly the first day where I was like, oh shit, it's Euro time. Yeah. I guess it hit me a little late, but it did hit me.
Yeah, fair enough. And last but not least, Richard, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. Like Danny and Chris said, the Euros, the international football fever hitting all of us, I think. Anytime there's an international tournament, I just want to run through a fucking ball. It's just so much fun. We get a double dip again this summer with the Euros and Copa America aligning again. Olympics, if you're a real football nerd like some of us, it's still cool. It's still fun because you get both the men's and the women's tournament, which is lovely.
And personally, I want to talk shit about Thierry Henry if France fail because that's my favorite pastime.
But yeah, I'm good. I'm excited. We've got some optimism going into this tournament, but we'll see. It's a tough one to call. I think this is one of the more open fields in a while for a Euros, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. And last but not least, you can follow myself there. But most importantly, make sure you follow all things Alvalade on all social media and podcast platforms. First of all, let's get into, I guess, the reason we're all here, the kits we're wearing, and that is Portugal being in the Euros. And they have just finished their sort of pre-tournament friendlies, and they are as followed: a 4-2 win against Finland, a 2-1 loss versus Croatia, and just probably about an hour ago now, a 3-0 win against Ireland. And I've got
with the brace, baby.
And I've got the list of the Portugal squad. So let me just read that out, and then we can talk about predictions. We can talk about best lineups, etc. So let me get into that. We've got the three goalkeepers: Rui Patricio, José Sá, and Diogo Costa. Defenders: Nelson Semedo, Pepe, Ruben Dias, Diogo Dalot, Gonzalo Inacio, Nuno Mendes, João Cancelo, Antonio Silva. In the midfield: João Palhinha, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva, Danilo, João Neves, Mateus Nunes, Ruben Neves, Vitinha, Pedro Neto. Mateus Nunes was a late call-up from Otavio getting injured. Last but not least, we got yeah, true.
Couldn't have been Ruben Neves that went down though. It had to be Otavio. I could have lived with Otavio.
We've got CR7 at age 39, potentially his last tournament, potentially not. Who knows? Gonzalo Ramos, João Felix, Rafael Leão, Diogo Jota, and last but not least, Chico Conceição, and of course the coach Roberto Martinez. Richard, I'll start with you. From everything from the international friendlies, what are your hopes for this Euros, and what would your preferred starting lineup be as well?
That's a really good question. I'm glad you asked. Hopes is obviously I hope we win. I think realistically expectations, I imagine they should at least get out of the groups, and then I think they will equal their World Cup performance and go quarterfinals. I think that's what they should do at minimum. I think depending on who they get in the quarterfinals, there's a lot of strong to good teams in this tournament. I think that might be where they tap out. And also just based on the friendlies, I know it's friendlies, you can't put that much stock into it. They have looked a little disjointed and disorganized at times. Yeah. They've looked shaky on defense. In the Finland game, they gave up 2 kind of silly goals.
They just possessed, and they looked very vulnerable.
Yeah, I think that's
what's
the thing.
The Georgia game gonna look like? It's gonna look like that. They're gonna possess the ball all the time,
and that's a typical Portuguese game. Is they'll hold the ball for the whole game, and all it is going to take is for 1 or 2 guys, either in midfield or defense or both, to have a brain fart on a counterattack. and it's Jover. I think ideal lineup. I mean, Dion Costa will start. I imagine they're going to go with probably 3 at the back.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
They played both, right?
And they played 4 and they played 3. I think
even in these 3 games.
I guess Croatia was 4 at the back too.
Yeah, it was 4 at the back against Croatia. So I don't know what he'll go with. If it's up to me, I would go with a 3 at the back.
Me too.
And I'd probably go Nuno Mendes and Cancelo as my fullbacks. Ruben Diaz kind of doo-doo. I'm not gonna lie. He's kind of been exposed a couple times in the friendlies. I don't know.
I think he's ever had a good appearance for us.
He has. I think he seems to just have such brain farts at the worst possible times. I think rounding out defense, I imagine Ignacio will be one of the starters, and then it's probably between Pep and Antonio Silva. I think if you're going for like experience and probably reliability, I'd probably go Pep just at least to start, and you can always shift to Antonio Silva if you feel like you need the change. I think that's where I'm okay with going safe, especially considering the defenses look vulnerable. I would just trust him over the kid. In midfield, I think it should be some form of Bruno and Pagina probably, and then up front is weird. I don't think João Felix should be anywhere near the starting 11. I think
he shouldn't have gotten called up.
I don't think he should have been called up personally.
Guaranteed spot, bro.
Guaranteed starter. And because I said that, he's going to start the first game. That's not because he's a Benfica guy and I'm a sporting guy. He just doesn't do it for me. I think Leão should start. I think he's been phenomenal. I imagine Ronaldo will start. And I get because it's between him and Gonçalo Ramos, and you're probably going to at least start Ronaldo most games and then probably sub him off depending on the situation. And then I imagine they'll probably roll with like Bernardo Silva as that other winger. Yeah. I think the issue with this team, and it seems there's a lot of talent on this team. Like I don't think there's any player you look at on this team and go, this guy is outside of for me Ruben Neves because I have a beef with them. There's nobody on this team where I'm like, you are so objectively bad at football in every facet.
João Felix for me.
João Felix. But like looking at the team on paper, they should wipe most teams. But this team gives me the same vibes as England, which is there's a lot of really good to great like individual quality and individually talented players. I just don't get any team vibe from them. They play so disjointed, and it makes me shocked that Fernando Sancho won a Euros with the team he did. But I also look at it as like he just got that team to play like a team, whereas this team doesn't play like a team. Like he got that team to believe in what he was selling, and they would run through a wall for that guy. And I just don't feel that same like togetherness, that same unity with the team right now, which is why I'm hesitant to say they're going to go all the way and win. It's why I kind of capped them at round of 16 quarterfinals. And that's just also because there's a lot of good teams. Like I still think France is going to be, for me, they're my favorite. I think Spain, I think even England, if they can stay healthy and they can figure it out, is going to be a problem. I just see that if they run into like one of those teams, I don't know, like we saw them against Croatia, like the other day, and they looked completely disorganized. That's a team that's on like at our level. Like World Cup finalists only a few years ago, World Cup semifinalists 2 years ago, Nations League finalists last year even. Like that's a team that is very much at our level, and they made us look bad. So that's what makes me nervous is we saw such a great qualification stage. They won every game, but again, we had the caveat of they didn't play a team that was really on their level, and now we're seeing them play some of those teams. We're starting to see some of the cracks get exposed a bit, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I agree 100% with that. In terms of my expectations, I think it's got to be win or bust at this point. I know it's going to be difficult to get there, but we have got a very stacked team. As much as people want you to believe, these guys won't amount to anything. You've probably got the last tournaments of Ronaldo and Pepe. And to be fair, we all know Pepe's old, but he still does a job, especially in big games against Arsenal in the Champions League. He was incredible. That is like one of the best Pepe games I've seen in probably about 5 years. He was just phenomenal. But I think it's got to be a win or bust. Last tournament for 2 of those guys. They're still a very young core team, but you still got guys who have been experienced. Bernardo Silva, I think it's his 4th tournament, but Bruno Fernandes maybe his 3rd. or maybe 4 for him as well. You've got so many guys who have been in not just top teams like Cancelo as well, but guys who are getting more experience, and these will be the guys to lead the line. And I think this is probably our strongest chance at the Euros. I think this team's probably better than the team we had maybe, what was it now, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think we've got more developed backline. We've got more developed field as well. We've got players coming through like Leao and Jean Neves as well. Even guys like Vitinha having very good seasons for PSG as well. Dalot, yeah. We've got a lot of quality. Nuno Mendes. I think it's got to be a win or bust. But it's going to be difficult. There's a lot of good teams in there, as Richard said earlier. And there's going to be a few dark horses, but we'll get on to full predictions in a bit. But yeah, I think it's got to be win or bust. You've got to try and get to at least the final. If not the semi-finals at a minimum, and then see what you take from there. Because depending,
I think if you can get to quarterfinals and like you end up like you did against Morocco, where you played well, but like you just couldn't win. Like I think people would even accept that. But if it's if it's as bad as like when they lost to Belgium in the last Euros, where we know they should have done and they looked bad the whole tournament, that's a different story. Because at least at the last World Cup, they looked good for periods. It was like they had one really sloppy game against South Korea. They followed it up with the crazy Switzerland game, and then they control a good chunk of the Morocco game, but they just don't show any urgency. Like if it's like the year last year was where they look horrible every game, look like they shouldn't even be getting out of the groups, and they scrape by. I think that's when a lot of questions need to be raised about certain players and potentially even the coaching.
Yeah. But I think with Morocco, though, you have that one mistake that cost you the game. And like it was obviously Morocco were very defensive and they did very well throughout the tournament. But that was a game I still believe we should have won, and we could have won if we played properly, if we had the right coach, maybe, tactical selections. People will always argue that Ronaldo should have started, even though he didn't start against Switzerland.
You're not I'll die on the hill. You don't bench a guy who scored a hat-trick the last game. That's fucking stupid.
I agree. Yeah.
And you're wrong for thinking otherwise. Yeah, I'll say it now.
Yeah. He still got 45 minutes.
But, he still had like a whole half of the game. Like,
but you have to wonder. I know if buts and maybes, but if Diego Costa and Ruben Dias don't make that mistake, does it go to penalties? And I think we would be the favourites going into a penalty.
I put that goal more on Ruben Dias than Diego Costa, because Ruben Dias should be paying attention to his man.
Yeah, true. But I'd say
bit of both, though, yeah.
Bit of both.
It's both, but.
But yeah, in terms of lineups, I would want something similar, if not exactly like this. The only subs I would make potentially is I would have Jean Neves for Palhinha. I think Palhinha would probably be a better fit there, but Jean Neves off the bench would be a really good hand to have. And maybe someone for João Felix. I don't really rate João Felix. Maybe Diogo Jota for João Felix, have him in the middle there.
Yeah.
And Ronaldo and Leao up there. And I think, as much as I love Nuno Mendes, Dalot and Cancelo are just fantastic. Dalot's had a very good season. I think again it'll be like a John Neves situation. Okay, we're either drawing or we're losing. You need some pace off the bench. You need some spark. That's when Nuno Mendes comes in. But in terms of everything else, I'd pretty much go with that. John Neves out, Palhinha in, and then Felix out, Jota in. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues you can go, but I would personally stick with the 3 at the back. I think Pepe leading the 2 young guys, Antonio Silva and Inacio. There's been some shouts for Danilo.
No, who's shouting for Danilo? Who's
people are shouting for Danilo?
I want names. I want names.
Danilo boys.
We're gonna have a talk.
Danilo's mom and dad.
Yeah, exactly. His cousins.
His second cousin twice removed. Like, who's shouting for Danilo in 2024? I want answers.
Yeah, I'd go for something like this. Danny, what about you? What are your expectations? What line would you go with?
Yeah, bro. I mean, expectations, of course, we have to be in and around it. I think we have to reach the semis. We're within the 4 or 5 best teams in this tournament, between us, France, Germany, England,
Spain,
and maybe Spain. I'd say we're in and amongst that. We're in that top 4, top 5 echelon. I think the problem with Portugal is everything you guys have mentioned. I think, as crazy as this might sound, I think the amount of quality we have in this team is to our detriment. As you've seen through qualifiers, we've switched around between 3 at the back or 4 at the back. We've switched around from wing backs. We switched around from having wingers or having one set striker, having Leung up top, or Felix playing in behind them. I think the biggest problem here is, I agree with you guys. I'm with you, because we need to have 3 at the back, because I feel like this is going to sound crazy. Follow me here. The less goals we concede, I think the closer we are to winning. Crazy.
You can't
right?
lose. You can't lose a game if you're not getting scored on. That
you know what I mean? But
thanks, Michael Owen.
But I say that to say
we're not going to score any, but we're not going to get scored on. So I'm going pot.
Bro, I don't know if it was Michael Owen that said it. I'm getting it from Mourinho. But I'm saying that to say I think we look better defensively with 3 at the back than we do with 2 center backs, because I feel like Diogo Costa, as we've seen against Croatia, as we've seen, Finland was Shazza, but as we've seen in the past as well, he's as great as he is, and I think he's an amazing goalkeeper. He's subjected to a frango here or there, or he's subjected to a goal here or there, right? That he maybe could have done better. So we should play 3 at the back, but then I think our best midfield would be Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, and Pedrinha. Or even having João Neves. I think João Neves benefits more from a 3 midfield than a 3 at the back with 2 man in the midfield, right? Do we sacrifice maybe a Cam, or maybe have Bruno Fernandes play where João Felix played today, Vitinha Pedrinha in the midfield, Ronaldo Leão up top, Jota Leão.
Bruno at the
Cam. But then again, if we play this formation, where are we fitting Bernardo Silva as well? Because that's another problem. Bernardo has to play. Although he frustrates the hell out of me.
Yeah, maybe where Felix is, I suppose, as behind.
I've always thought that.
But then that midfield is crazy with Bernardo there, Bruno behind them, and then maybe Pedrinha to clean up all the mess.
That's the thing, though. I've always felt Bernardo has been. I think he's better centrally than he is as a winger.
Agreed.
So I wouldn't object to Bernardo playing, or even if you move Bruno up, playing where Felix today, and you maybe roll with the 2 up front. Yeah. That kind of a roll, because Ronaldo's going to go wherever the hell he wants, anyways. Wherever you play him, you can play him on the right side of the pitch. He's going to go to the friggin' left, anyways. So you might as well just play with 2 and save yourself some heartache, maybe.
Yeah. I agree. So that's the problem, though, is because we have so many solutions there. We might bring out the wrong formula in the wrong game, right? I think a lot of the early games as well. I think what we'll see is playing 4 at the back, because the main objective is probably to score goals, right? And probably to fit in Bernardo, Ronaldo, and Leão. I think in the front line, we'll have Bruno just behind them, Vitinha Pedrinha in the midfield. I kind of agree with you, Sam. I think Dalot and Cancelo, although, Nuno Mendes is just something spectacular when he's healthy, but because he's coming back from an injury, he's a little slow to it still. And then if we're playing a back 2, I think it has to be, as much as I love Inácio, I think it has to be Antonio Silva and Ruben Dias. If we're playing a back 3, it has to be Inácio on the left. I would say Ruben Dias in the middle, Antonio Silva out wide, maybe even Pep in the middle and Ruben Dias out wide. But I don't like Ruben Dias in a 3-man defense, to be quite honest.
I wouldn't mind him in a 3.
Unless he's in the middle.
Yeah, that's my thought process.
And Pep shouldn't be out wide. So unless it's, the youngsters with Dias, we'll see.
Depends on the game situation too, right?
Exactly.
I forgot to say, with mine, I'd swap out Antonio Silva for Ruben Dias. I thought Ruben Dias was already there, but it was Antonio Silva. So,
Fair enough. But again, it mainly depends on who we're playing. If we're playing a tough team, which we might
we're gonna play a tough team.
We're gonna play a tough team, but I'm saying if we come in first, we might play an Italy, Croatia, or
you could get like a random
Spain.
Ass
whoever finishes third in that
second
group.
or third, right?
It's gonna be the third. It's gonna be the third in Group B. Yeah. Okay. So it might be Italy, might be Croatia, might be Spain, right? No, so we're gonna face one of those 3.
We're gonna finish third again and get like fucking England in the next round.
That would be solid.
Something stupid. I'm here for it. Something ridiculous, like shoot ourselves in the foot. We want to make ourselves the hardest path possible.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to mention is you said last but not least, but it is least. It's last and least. Francisco Conceição. Have you noticed we haven't even mentioned them once? No. I'm sure if Pot is in this mix, we mention him. Although Pedro Neto, we haven't mentioned him. He's going to be dangerous.
I was more upset about Pedro Neto's inclusion than Francisco Conceição's, and I'll live.
I'm not. I think Pedro Neto's he's quality, man. He's quality. You have to have him there.
Yeah, I'm more. These man.
You know who? And this is the last thing.
Not one of the boys.
I'm fuming at Rui Patricio. Why is he in this team?
You're upset about the third choice goalkeeper, but fair. He shouldn't be in this team. You're right. They should have called my guy.
This should be.
They should have called my guy from Firenze, Old Richard. They should have called my guy from Firenze.
I think he's there just to be a leader too, because
I think it's just your requisite old guy. I think he's just your requisite. Like almost every team takes like an old guy who, like, especially a keeper who never plays. Like,
I mean, it happened to when Rui Patricio was coming up. It was like what Beto and was the backup guy never played. Keem, yeah.
But Beto was at least the first choice in Sevilla who had won.
Eduardo became that guy eventually too, where it's like you should be nowhere near this team, but we're like no one belted out the end.
But Eduardo was like the best of the best. Like he was still playing. He was still one. Yeah. It wasn't like we were picking up Eduardo when he was third choice keeper at Chelsea.
Yeah.
We were picking him up when he was first choice.
They're just like, we need someone who just can belt out the anthem. We're on the bench, so we're picking him. That's what it was. Facts. They need a guy who just got pure passion.
Yeah. Fair enough. Chris, what are your expectations and your starting lineup?
My expectations are that they'll get through this group. I do think that Turkey is going to be, and even Czechia, the rebranded Czech Republic.
The Czechs. We can still call them the Czechs.
Yeah, the Czechs.
I like Georgia. I'm going to be honest. I really like Georgia.
That's the thing. People, I think, are underestimating the quality in this group. They're not easy games. Like
no.
We've played like the Czechs like recently, and they've given us a time. Turkey, I know people like clowned on them because they were supposed to be the sexy dark horse pick last year and kind of crashed out. Which
they are this year though, kind of.
Which makes me nervous because a lot of those guys are returning and they're going to have a point to prove. Georgia is just going to be there on pure unbridled passion, like just running through their veins. Like they don't care. They're going to run through walls. And the Czechs are they're a decent team. Like they can steal one off of you. They can sit there. They can steal one off you and counterattack. They'll happily sit there and stay and just sit back and piss you off. Like I think people are overestimating how easy this group is going to be. Like they got a group that they should win on paper, but it's a lot harder
because in my work sweepstakes I got Czech Republic and I got Switzerland, so I don't think I'm going to be winning anything.
You're leaving with
so if Czech Republic win, you might be a little happy.
You're like, look, guys, I'm just saying.
With like £60, yes.
You know what I
mean? But yeah, I mean, my ideal starting lineup is probably not that different from this lineup that they used against Ireland. I'd probably have Bernardo in for Felix. But I mean, maybe a more experienced second midfielder. He won't start with João Neves, which is not that surprising. Hopefully, as long as we can avoid Ruben Neves starting, I'll be happy with that outcome. But yeah, this lineup with this formation is probably my starting lineup. I mean, historically, I feel like he hasn't gone Palhinha. He has like a few times, but like Palhinha and Bruno, like Palhinha the destroyer, Bruno the creator. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good midfield duo. If you play a back three, it for me personally. So like, I guess like the only changes I would make is Neves for Palhinha and Felix for Bernardo. But I mean, I know you mentioned Nuno Mendes at left back, Rich.
Yeah.
For me, I think it has to be Dalot for the season that he had, and then Cancelo.
And I won't argue that. Like that's.
And even today, I mean, he had that like Nuno. I mean, he just like looks like he hasn't been able to get into his best form this season. Yeah. He missed like 2/3 of it. Obviously, he should still be included in the squad. And if he gives
me Cohen trial vibes at the moment.
Yeah, I
he's
feel like
always injured.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
They have to fly to London and slap you up.
I love Quentin, to be fair. So
Quentin was my guy. I like that guy.
Yeah, same.
even today, like that one, I think he was offsides, like the one cross that he just like whiffed on. I mean, I just don't think he's in his best form right now. I just think Cancelo's in better form. So I think that Dalot and Cancelo have to be your wing backs. And then maybe it's Diaz, maybe it's Pep. But for me, at least, these three in the back is fine for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, if it is two, I don't even like who do you think his two is? If you had to
Ruben
go,
Diaz
Ruben Diaz
guaranteed
Pep,
to be
to be
one.
Ruben Diaz and
Or-
Pepe, yeah.
Or
Pep,
Ruben Diaz, Antonio Silva.
So Diaz, do you think Diaz will be? Do you think Diaz will be in
one.
his three then? Like, which of these three will drop
I think
to the bench?
Roberto Martinez will swap Pepe out in some of the group stages. I don't think he's going to play every single group stage game.
No,
I think he either plays the first and last or the first two and not the last one.
And then he rests.
I'd be surprised.
Pep
is giving me Ricardo Carvalho vibes from 2016 too. Remember Carvalho? He came in, he played well, like maybe 2 games or something, and he played really well, and then never played again.
Zephon came in and
from
decided to go
2004.
Yeah,
one game, never saw the field again.
Never did seen again. Remember our lineup from that first game? By the way, I just want to tell you what that was a back for of Pep, Ricardo Carvalho, Eliseo, and Vieirinha.
Was that against Hungary?
That was against Ice. You know what? We deserved to draw that.
Was that the game where Ronaldo missed the 90th minute pen?
No, that was the next game against Austria. That was the very next game.
We were actually so bad that group stage. We were so bad.
We're so lucky that it was the first year the third place was allowed to go on, bro.
How Ferdinand Sanch, man, like whatever Angolan witch doctor, he like got to put a hex on that tournament. Like it needs to be that tournament needs to be studied. It is unbelievable what they were able to do by sheer they won in spite of themselves.
3 points
in many ways.
I do have an unpopular opinion of that. You know, Pepe and Font and Patricio get their plaudits for that tournament. Yeah. Up until about the quarterfinals, they were all pretty bad. Shit. Nani, Quaresma, and Ronaldo carried.
Nani doesn't get mentioned enough, but Nani doesn't get mentioned
enough for that team. He played well that
tournament. He was really important in the final too, coming in up top.
Yeah, because they had to roll with him. They had to roll with him and
kind of playing out of position. Yeah.
But nowadays he's depending on Ricardinho to win him a fucking $1 million.
Then a 7-a-side tournament.
God damn.
The best team he's ever played for, apparently.
Life comes out fast.
Bro, that pissed me off. I was watching it with my buddy. He's a Braga fan, and he said like, I said like, bro, that's crazy. Did you hear what Nani just said? And he was like, yeah, bro, Sporting shit. I was like, fuck.
I mean, he also, by that token, like, Manchester United also shit.
Yeah, garbage, bro. Sir Alex, bro.
Sir Alex? Waste. Waste, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, Chris, where did you say you think they're going to finish, or like your expectations?
Okay, so I think they're going to get through the group. Yeah, I mean, I think 7 points will probably be enough to top the group.
Win two and a draw?
Yeah. I think the draw will be against Turkey.
Okay. Absolute scenes when they
is that the first game?
First game, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
I thought it was Czechs.
It's Czech.
Oh no, you're right.
I think Turkey's our last
second,
game, actually.
I think
we'll find out momentarily.
Turkey,
Turkey and
second, yeah.
Czechs, Turkey, Georgia. Okay.
Yeah. And then. Yeah, it's kind of tough then because I've also seen that the Netherlands have lost a few starters the last day.
Yeah.
I mean, people are kind of hyping Germany and Spain, but again, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously they have talent in their teams, right?
I put Germany in like the second tier of teams because they've not looked good the last couple years. But
they didn't have to do a qualifying campaign.
But it's also
it had some pretty horrifying friendly results.
Yeah,
like when they played during international breaks.
Have you seen the documentary on Amazon Prime? I don't know if you've got it out there.
Yet.
Is it about Germany?
It's
at the last World Cup. It is really good.
Yeah,
really?
I imagine. They want to murder. They are. The only reason I know people are trying to put Germany. I don't think they're as bad as people think they are. I also think they're as good as other people think they are. I think they're in that middle tier because, like, it's Germany at a tournament, and they're at home. It's in Germany. You'd be stupid to not at least think they're gonna get a couple rounds deep.
I guess this is my analogy. It feels like an NCAA tournament where like every team is a 4 seed. You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
every team is like good, but not
any
like
of them
amazing.
could win it, really.
Yeah.
Especially once you start playing knockout games.
It's just
Penalty kicks, which is a crapshoot. Like really anything. I could even see like a team like a second tier, like Hungary, Turkey, Croatia. These like secondary teams.
Swiss, even. Like I could see a team
could take it all the way, bro.
Well, that's what Switzerland last year. Switzerland at the last Euros too. Like they knocked out France. And they almost knocked out Italy, who ended up winning. They lost Italy by the
there will be someone that goes on a run to like the semis, like similar to like Turkey in 08 or something like that. Serbia, Russia in 2012, I believe.
Denmark.
Wales in 2016.
That 2016 tournament was fucked. Iceland made the quarterfinals.
Someone kicked out England.
What are you gonna be?
And they honestly, the scoreline against France was not fair to them. They could have lost that game like 5-4 instead of 5-2. It was not bad.
Yeah.
So it's tough to bet. It's tough to bet on them, but it's also kind of tough to bet against them when you consider like the like external factors, the stuff that's not like Portugal, their team. It's like the other teams and stuff like that. So I'm going to predict a semifinal appearance.
Okay. So I've gone
kind of a safe
quarterfinal.
pick, but we can easily fuck that up too.
Yeah,
that's why I went quarterfinals for now. I went a little more conservative.
Yeah.
Okay, when we revisit this at the end of the tournament. So Richard, you've gone final, right?
Yes.
I've gone winner. Chris and Danny went both semis, right?
Semi. Yeah.
Okay. We'll come back to that hopefully.
Hang on, Cliff. Is right.
I'm glad to be wrong in terms of
prove me wrong.
Like prove me wrong in terms of winning and not like
don't crash out in the round.
Not make it out of the group.
That's what I'm saying right now. Watch us draw all 3 games, and this time we don't qualify. We don't qualify.
Well, guess what, boys? There are some more predictions to go because we're going to guess the entire group right
now.
I'm on this.
I've got a theory. We're not going to do this bit until it actually happens. So when the round of 16 we'll do another podcast. We'll go through them.
Okay.
Right. So we need to come with a group decision here. So this is all things Alvalade group decision. Majority rules, I suppose.
Yeah. I think Germany tops the group. I mean, as much as I like them, I think Scotland's going to come last.
Yeah.
I'm not big on Switzerland either, though. I think, although I feel like Hungary is like the hipsters team currently, but I do like them.
Hungary's going to have their cycle.
Hungary's going to be second,
so that'll push
Swiss
them.
third, in my opinion.
So I'm thinking Swiss second, Hungary third, Scotland bottom.
Not mad at that.
Scotland bottom, I think we're unanimous on. We're flip-flopping between Hungary and Switzerland.
I'm going to roll with Hungary second, in my opinion.
I'm rolling with Hungary second, too, personally. Okay. I'm sorry, Sam.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And then, was it Swiss, Scotland?
Swiss and Scotland, yeah. We were unanimous
on... If Scotland called up Ryan Gauld, I might have given them third.
I put McTominay in my fantasy team, though, I will say.
Ooh,
I don't know if I put him in. I thought about putting him in.
I couldn't. I was trying to click in all your teams. I guess you can't until it starts.
Yeah. We can go through it, though. We can share
go through our teams, like share screen and stuff. Okay.
Group. I think this is probably the group of death, I would say. Or maybe Group D.
Group D.
No, this is definitely group of death, in my opinion.
I think it's this and Group D are the two, like, they're going to be mental groups.
I'm thinking Spain first for me, personally.
I'm honestly even thinking Croatia first. I'm not going to lie.
You know what? I'm
not mad at Spain first, though.
I think Spain first, Croatia second for me, but I wouldn't be mad if you flip-flop those either.
I think I am voting Spain first.
Okay, so I
think that's 3.
Spain first.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's 3. So Spain first.
Spain first.
Croatia second. I'm cool with that. Italy third, I think.
Second.
I think Italy's third, but I think like spoiler,
best
I
of the
think
third.
Italy's going to come out as one of the best third place teams. So
Yeah, because they're going to beat Albania. They might get a draw against Spain,
Croatia or Spain.
But
there's
Italy
going to be a little
weird.
like that's like a little like whatchamacallit, like
Derby?
East European.
Yeah, it's a little
right there. Italy, Albania, Croatia, they're all right there.
They're all right there. All right.
Group C. Again, I feel like this one could be. I think that any position really you could switch up.
All right.
I don't. So
England first, I think for sure.
I think
for
England
sure.
First.
For sure.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I think
so. I think Serbia or Denmark are my dark horses for the tournament.
Listen, up until the racist like headlines, I was convinced it was coming home. It's my biggest fear still. It's still my biggest fear. It could very well happen.
I'm not even English. Part of me wants to see it happen, just see what would happen. We saw what happened when they lost. Imagine what would happen if they won.
I feel like the hype isn't as high for Ace coming home this time as it was
because they were at Wembley last time. Yeah.
Oh, true. Okay.
They were at Wembley. They got gifted all the Wembley games. I still think England first. I still think England first for this group.
Yeah, and then
England first. I think Serbia second.
Ooh, okay.
My second, I think, vote is Denmark.
Yeah,
I'm going Denmark for a second.
I was thinking of putting Denmark dead last, though. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Really?
I don't know about them. I like Slovakia. They have two secret weapons.
Is that Slovakia or Slovenia?
Slovenia. Excuse me. But they have three weapons you guys aren't thinking of.
Spora.
I believe they have Sesko that might go to that's from Leipzig. They have Sporar, and guess who else they have? Boavic's very own Bozinic.
Oh.
And he might be getting paid this tournament. Boy,
he might be getting money, so who knows?
But yeah, I'm cool with Serbia third, Slovenia last.
I think Serbia third.
I think Slovenia is gonna cause some surprises.
I think Slovenia is gonna cause they're gonna steal a result off somebody, and it's gonna really mess up their day.
Fair enough. I think it's gonna be England, Serbia, Slovenia, Denmark. Let me just throw that out there.
Interesting.
In case I'm right.
All right.
Schulman, come to Lisbon sooner.
I think this
Austria,
one should be
France, and Poland.
All right. I think
France
won is. Yeah. We don't even need to discuss that.
See, I think this one's pretty straightforward. France, Netherlands,
Austria, Poland. I have no faith in Poland.
Poland is shit, and Lewandowski.
Poland are doo-doo. Poland's made all the last major tournaments, and they've been doo.
And Lewandowski just got injured. I think he's out for the first game at least.
Yeah. And if Fernando Santos was still at Poland, I would predict them to win the whole tournament.
You would be like, they're win this thing now. And they'd beat us in the final, or along the way.
They qualified in spite of Fernando Santos.
They qualified despite that, man. Yeah.
So are we going? Is it Netherlands, Austria, Poland?
Netherlands, Austria, Poland. Because
Yeah.
I have no faith in Poland. They're so bad. And Austria is a tricky team.
Yeah.
This is the group for me that's really wide open.
Yeah. I agree.
There's a lot that can happen here.
I feel like Belgium's got to be number one, though. Right?
I actually fucked up. Slovakia is the one that has Bozinic, not Slovenia.
Yeah, we're getting to Slovakia now. It's all good. They're very similar flags and sounding places. So.
Yeah. So with that being said, Slovakia first, of course. Belgium's first. There's no doubt.
I think Belgium first. I think
I feel like they
really
could.
Tough.
Every Euro, there's a team that just does awful. And the year before it was Germany. I think this could be Belgium.
This could be Belgium.
Even though I don't think they're on similar level. I think we can now move Belgium one down. Because I would say the last tournaments, they were always like, oh, God.
They were bad the last World Cup. They were really bad.
There's beef in this one, too. We've talked about Germany, but there was
Isn't it like loads of players have been like sleeping with each other's wives and stuff?
Courtois and the coach.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of these. It's like
Courtois not going.
It's like 2010 France. There's just going to be. I think Belgium actually could fall off a bit here.
I mean, I'm happy to put them first, but
hot take. I think Belgium second. I think Ukraine first.
No, I think it's going to be Belgium, Ukraine.
You think? Order, Belgium, Ukraine, Belgium first.
I think Slovakia could be top two.
They have good players. I'm looking at their thing now. They have Skriniar.
I think I'm going Belgium, Slovakia.
Interesting. Yeah. We're all different, so we all differ.
Duda, Kuka. They have Lobotka, Bozinic, like I mentioned.
Okay, so I think Belgium first. Then I'll concede to that one. That's fine.
Okay, yeah. Belgium first, Slovakia second.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. You know what? I could see it because they're a pain in the ass team.
And then
Romania last, Ukraine third.
I don't know if he's gonna start, but Dubravka's their keeper.
Yeah.
Ukraine, Romania.
Yeah,
I like that.
Group F.
Ukraine's been pretty. I think they've been pretty good.
Portugal's bottom.
Portugal bottom. Georgia first.
I think we'll agree with that one.
Portugal first.
My personal hot take: it's Portugal, Georgia, Turkey, Czechia.
Really?
I think Czech second. I would say. I think Turkey. Everyone always has them as dark horses, and they're always.
I'm not convinced. Yeah.
And you definitely get Georgia.
This is the year.
Georgia have good players.
They're the Maple Leafs of international football. This is our year.
Georgia have good ballers in there, but obviously the main guy, Krashvili or whatever his name is there.
Dude with all the vowels.
I think Georgia's going to be the dark horse in this one, in my opinion.
So Georgia second, you think?
I'm saying Georgia second, Turkey.
Okay.
No, Georgia second, Turkey third, and Czechia last, in my opinion. But I'm cool with anyway. If Georgia could,
what do you say?
Put Georgia last. I'm not.
You know what, Danny? I'll back you. I feel it. I'm going to agree with you. I think
they're going to be the surprise.
I think I differ from you, Danny. I think the Czechs finish last and Turkey finishes one of the third place teams.
Fair.
Because I think Turkey's they're gonna be pissed off from last year and have a bit of a point to prove.
So Georgia, Turkey, Czech.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm cool with that.
See, that's the thing. There's very few clear-cut groups in this tournament where
if we're wrong, by the way, it wasn't my fault.
It
wasn't me.
Piece of garbage.
Okay, let me just read them back so we're all in agreement. So Group A: Germany first, Hungary second, Swiss third, and Scotland fourth.
Yeah.
And Group B: Spain first, Croatia second, Italy third, Albania fourth. Group C: England first, Denmark second, Serbia third, Slovenia fourth. Okay. Group D: France first, Netherlands second, Austria third, Poland fourth. Group E: Belgium first, Slovakia second, Ukraine third, Romania fourth. Last but not least, Group F: Portugal first, Georgia second, Turkey third, Czech Republic fourth.
By the way, we've been the last group to play at every international tournament for the last 3-4 times. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. For real.
What is up with that? We used to be always pretty early to middle. Now we're always the last team to play.
Should we try the third place rankings as well? Just to
we need to get the best four, right?
Figure
out who.
I think Italy will be one of the top third place teams.
I think they're guaranteed to win, definitely. So I think I don't know if I have them first though. I might have Switzerland first. I could see maybe a draw to Hungary and a win.
To me, it's either Switzerland. I'm not convinced on Switzerland. I'd probably have Serbia first, in my opinion. There's a lot more on that one.
Should we take out the teams that we don't think are going to be there? And for me, I think
Austria for
Ukraine and Austria. Yeah, I think Ukraine and Austria.
To me, it's Ukraine and Turkey.
Okay.
I don't know why I have this hate towards Turkey, bro.
You're gonna piss off Uncle.
Bro. I'm a Fenerbahce fan this year, bro. What's going on?
Guess you're not going for any hair transplants. Knock on wood anytime soon.
Thankfully, not needed. Baby.
Mine's starting to get there. Let's not look at that.
No wonder you wanted Turkey to win the group, bro.
Let's not look at that. Let's not look at that hairline.
Let's
shambles.
First, I think.
Let's put Switzerland, Serbia first. I think we're all in agreement that they're gonna go through, right?
Yeah.
I don't put Serbia first. I put them second, but I'll.
I'm cool with that.
I think Italy's the third team. I think Italy's gonna be one of those top three. I don't think they're
because I think they're gonna get 3 points or 3 or 4 points.
And then we're looking at probably Turkey as the fourth place.
I think Italy could, but I think Italy are guaranteed a win. I don't know if these other teams.
That's why I wasn't so keen on Serbia being second. That's why I thought Italy second, maybe Serbia third, and I was convinced Serbia would still go through. And then probably Turkey as my fourth, or you could just swap Turkey and Serbia. But that's my thought process. I think Italy should be up higher.
Yeah, can I move them down?
Yeah, you can.
Let's
go.
Thingy.
And then what? Turkey
last
and
one
then
to make it. Turkey.
Turkey. Yeah, I think Turkey's going to be. I think
from that group.
I guess that's second or
we don't want to try your trial.
Yeah, I can't even close it.
Can't even.
Damn, that's so.
Okay, no, you can zoom out a bit. We can see. All right, so the round of 16 is as follows: Germany would take on Denmark, Hungary would take on Croatia, Spain would get Switzerland, England, Turkey. That would be fun. Portugal, Serbia. Oh fuck, we got Serbia. It's Joe.
That's not fun at all.
Netherlands versus Slovakia. Belgium, Italy is a very fun one, actually. That's actually a rematch from the last Euros too. And then it would be France versus Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia.
So my plan is that we come back here on the round of 16. We fill out the tournament as it is, and we'll see if we can predict the round of 16. Then we'll do quarterfinals, semifinals, etc. That cool with everyone?
Good.
I think so.
To me, baby.
And if you guys
want, what do we do? What do we do if like Portugal's out like early? Do we just still keep doing a Euro show? Like, what do you want to do? We never discussed this.
Copa America will be on.
I'm fine to do that.
Like, should we just pick a random country and we'll support them?
Yeah, support that to stand that team. I've got like a bajillion shirts upstairs that I can pull out. Like we got Germany upstairs. We got England. We got Brazil. I got Canada and Brazil up there. I got a Zinedine Zidane France jersey I can bust out.
Guys gonna be rooting for Brazil in the Euros. I rate it, bro.
I'm saying if you want to talk about
shit. I'm kidding.
I got like 8 teams I can back up support here. That's cool.
I like that.
Yeah, there's also something that we won't do now, but I'll give it as a task for all of you. We can fill in. I found this spreadsheet from Reddit, and it is all of the fixtures that are happening. And my thinking is once a week we just fill out the scores. Yeah, we'll have our own copy, and then we'll just go through it and see who's closest. I mean, it saves us a lot of time in formatting because I stole this off Reddit.
Sweet. So, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, please share that with us after the show. I would like.
Rich is the current prediction champion, right?
So yeah, I'm the prediction champion. So I've got to put my reputation on the line here.
My reputation's on the line because I was fucking around towards the end of the season. So
you fucked around for like 2 stretches of the season that really screwed you. But you're the fantasy champion, so fantasy you might. We got fantasy teams. We want to share our fantasy teams if people can pull them off.
I don't have the tab open.
I can pull my tab open and install you for you guys.
I have mine. Yeah, mine here.
Go on. Do yours.
All right.
First.
I will share my screen. Then we'll go to Danny. Share screen. Share. So we do have Euro Fantasy team. So my team, Bruno Dos Tres.
Nice. Can I change my name?
I don't know if you can change your name. I think once your name's in, it's set. So my team is as follows. Kasper Schmeichel is my starting keeper. I have Kjaer from Denmark. I have Van Dijk and Cancelo. I have a midfield of Luka Modric, Jude Bellingham, Toni Kroos, and Bruno Fernandes. That's a world beater of a midfield. And then up front, I've gone for Thomas Muller, Rafael Leao, and Romelu Lukaku. My bench is Jan Sommer, Tufel from Czech Republic, Stanisic from Croatia, and Rodri is on my bench for Spain as my midfielder. So I used all my attackers. I basically have like defenders and stuff as what I've got right now. So that's my team, Bruno Dos Tres. We're gonna try to take something home. Maybe, who the hell knows? Thoughts on the team, boys.
I like it. I don't know how you got so much firepower up top because I was struggling.
I went a little. I was surprised at how cheap the keepers were, and how cheap some of my defenders. How cheap. So even though it doesn't look like it, I did cheap out on defense and in goal, and I'm like, man, these I'll take that so I can get a stacked midfield because I figured midfield and forward is where you win and lose these battles. And I've got two
I have with your team
keepers.
Is Muller going to start for Germany, or are they going to play that? Fulkrug? Is that his name?
Yeah, probably.
Dortmund or Havertz?
That's my only thing. But Muller's gonna get minutes. He's gonna get.
I think I put Havertz in my team.
Yeah,
I'll show you mine. Yeah,
I feel like Muller was if they're going safe, he'll probably play a good chunk of minutes, and he's always good for at a tournament.
I like Muller personally.
Are you keeping Bruno Fernandes as your captain as well? Is that lock in?
Right now, yeah, that's what I'm keeping him.
Actually, yeah, I have a feeling Bruno Fernandes is going to have a really big tournament.
He had a really good World Cup last time. He had a really great qualifier.
He's been great in these warm-ups.
That's why I kind of lean towards if I got a captain. It was going to be one of my midfielders was going to be captained. It was really between him and Bellingham, and I felt like Bruno was the safer choice. But Bellingham will probably now like lead the tournament in scoring or something stupid and prove my dumb ass wrong.
Look at that Real Madrid midfield, pretty much though.
Pretty much, yeah. Literally, I have like the Real Madrid midfield and then this Manchester United bozo.
Yeah, that's fun.
But yeah, that's my team. I think the only real question marks, like Sam said, is probably Muller and maybe Lukaku, depending.
Yeah,
and then, I think Lukaku's going to be good this tournament too.
You think he's going to bounce back after the horrid World Cup he had?
But he's not been that good for Roma, has he?
It's been average.
It's Roma. It's Roma, and this is his cry for help. This is the Napoli. Please buy me.
This is the somebody
Right,
that's
just
not
to
like
every Italian team. Just going on tour.
Yeah, this is the somebody that's not a mid-table team. Please come and snap me up.
Yeah.
Cry for help. But that's my team. I'm gonna stop my share now. But that is my team. I'm hoping to bring it home.
All right.
Let me put in mine, or you want yours, Sam?
You go yours first.
Go ahead.
So this is gonna probably change though, because my forwards are garbage. So I got Mbappe. I had to get him. I think
I had him to start, and then I swapped him out to go.
But that's the problem, because he costs so much. That's why
that's the thing. You handicap yourself when you pick a guy like that.
I have Luka Jovic, because he was good a few years ago. My midfield, I'm very happy with.
I like your midfield.
Is Jovic Serbian?
Yeah.
Is it Serbian, Swiss?
Yeah, Serbian. I got Bukayo Saka. I got Bellingham, my boy. Jamal Musiala.
I like that.
From Leverkusen. Bruno, of course. Midfield, defense. Gvardiol, had to get him. I think he's gonna probably play left back. He's probably gonna bang in a goal or two. Croatia might keep a clean sheet as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's gonna play midfield apparently, which is fucking ridiculous.
He's not a defender.
It's fucking crazy.
People are like, he's such a great defender. I'm like, wait.
I've never seen England. Okay, actually, I shouldn't say that, because you guys had Frank Lampard, Gerrard, and Scholes at one point. But since then, I haven't seen a midfield so amazing from England with so many options. For them to choose to put Alexander-Arnold in there is just wild to me.
Yeah, I haven't seen England hasn't had this stacked of a midfield since 2006.
You know what I mean? Since the golden generation, they didn't get called up to, or they didn't qualify for the Euros or whatever it was. Shout out to them. So
remember how they didn't qualify for the Euros too? Was that hilarious own goal? It was the keeper passed back to the keeper, and he just whipped on the ball. I was amazing.
I say this, but I love England, so I don't know why I pick a fight with them.
I wish Twitter was like meme culture was around that, like that we have now was around then. That would have fed families. Would have fed generations.
I have Frimpong in there as well, because I think Frimpong's going to play well this. I think he's going to get an assist or so. I got my bench is Berisha, Schlotterbeck, which I think is going to have a good Euros too. Inacio, which I'm not sure about, but he's pretty cheap. And this dude from Georgia, I forgot where he plays from now, and I'm not going to try to pronounce his name either. But again, like I said, Georgia, dark horse of mine. So
Georgia guy with all the vowels.
Yeah, and Mbappe's my captain. And I might change that, but I don't think I am. But I need some more French players now that I look at this.
Yeah, I didn't really have anybody French.
Oh, I have Mike Maignan. I didn't say that as well. I tend to buy. I tend to like get expensive goalies, because my idea is they're going to keep more clean sheets, which is more points. That's my idea.
They're going to keep clean sheets. They're only allow like a goal, so you're going to get something.
If that, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And France's group, it's not that spectacular. So that's
you might get the hope of like you steamroll through the groups least, and that gives you like an early lead kind of thing.
Yeah,
fair.
But this will probably change. This will likely change, because why do I have an Arsenal player here? You know what I mean? Not on brand.
Unacceptable behavior.
I'll share mine now. Which one is it? It is this one. So I've got up top Mbappe, Havertz, and Mitrovic. Mbappe is my captain. In the middle, Kevin De Bruyne, Barella, Bruno Fernandes, and Çalhanoğlu, because he takes free kicks and corners and things. I thought that might be an easy way. Defense, I've just gone fullbacks, hopefully getting assists and maybe goals. Theo Hernandez, Di Lorenzo, and Dalot. In goal, I've got Neuer, because they're playing Scotland. I feel like they should really keep clean sheet as well.
Get at least one clean sheet this tournament.
On the bench, Diogo Costa, Saliba, Rudiger, and this random guy, because I ran out of money. So I thought, you know what?
This is the first guy you saw to fill out a roster spot.
The team is called Winning Dalot. So we'll go with that.
What was Danny? What was your team name again? I didn't even pay attention.
Just Danny Esipe. Very boring.
Oh, okay. Very basic. Me and Sam went for the puns.
Go on, Chris. Let's see yours.
Fuck. I don't know if I can share mine because I did it in the UEFA app.
You should be able if I send you the link, if you remember your login, I can send you the link.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just give me 1 second.
We can stall for time here if needed.
I'll just send it.
While we're stalling, let me just quickly say the odds. England are currently favorites at +3.
Where are these odds from? Who's the
from my sports book? For my sports book.
Oh, okay.
Bet365.
Okay, they're yeah.
So England are currently favorites at +330.
Who's the last place team I want to know after once you get through the favorites?
The last place is
Slovakia
at +25,000. So if you want to win an easy 25,000, bet $100 on Slovakia.
Yeah, that's what you bet 5 on Slovakia. You're walking away with life-changing money.
Didn't we say Slovakia was like our dark horse? Oops.
You said they would maybe do something.
France second favorite at +400. Speaking of France second favorite. Germany third favorite at +555.
Okay.
And then they have, are we fourth? Yeah, we're fourth at +700. Portugal.
Okay.
Spain at +825. And then Italy, Netherlands, and Belgium at +1600. Yeah, so that's pretty much the top 10s. Denmark +4,500.
Okay.
I know Dave's probably somewhere here. I know he's probably watching the Braga Sporting futsal.
He actually.
Yes, we should talk about that very briefly.
What's the score right now? It was 1-0 Sporting last night.
I never took Dave for a futsal fan, but here we are.
Well, I was there you would be.
Nah, I'm kidding. Dave's a sick guy.
Give me 1 more second. I'm trying to remember.
I'll try to pull up the futsal. I'll try to pull up the futsal score if I can find it too. Sporting Mobilidade.
It is currently.
It is 2-0. They just scored 2 minutes ago. For the mighty sport, the real Sporting, not this Braga Sporting nonsense. 2-0.
No, we won 2-0. Yeah, it's
we're winning 2-0.
I'm looking at Cabine Desportiva a minute ago. They said Sporting está uma vitória do campeão nacional.
Just finished.
I'm on Sporting's Modalidade Twitter. It said 2 minutes ago we had just scored, so maybe I'm. Oh no, now it's all coming through. Okay, no, now it's coming through that we won.
This shit's not gonna let me log in because
pain.
I logged in with Apple onto my into UEFA, and now it's asking me for the password. I just tried a bunch of passwords, and none of them worked. I have no idea my Apple ID password is. What we've learned from this.
So you should maybe what you also learned is you should probably figure that out.
Yeah, I should probably figure that out. I mean, I guess I have to figure it out once every 2 years when I get a new phone. So it's not the most pressing thing.
I keep it written down somewhere usually.
I thought I usually can keep it in my notes app, and it was not.
When you get a new phone, though, it's not very helpful all the time.
Well, the iCloud thing usually transfers it, but yeah. All right,
I just keep it I'm old fashioned. I just keep that shit written down somewhere, just on the off chance I'm gonna forget. But usually I'm all right.
I will say some news that's just come out. That is Eric Ten Hag is staying for another season at Man United. So,
yes, I did see that right before. All right. So my squad is from back to front: Donnarumma and net.
Nice.
Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Gvardiol.
Pretty similar.
Bruno Fernandes. Kvaratskhelia, I don't know how you fucking say his name.
Fair enough.
Georgia Starman.
Yeah.
Humeland, De Bruyne, Havertz, Mitrovic, CR7, Capitan. And I got Saliba, McTominay, and Asio on the bench.
What's the team name saying, Chris?
Human's Hog.
Nice.
Nice.
I respect it.
It was Human's Hogs, plural, but then I was like, you know what? We're just going. There's one hog here.
There's only one hog here, and boy is he.
But yeah, I guess there's something else I can show. Just let me find it.
We're waiting. We're bated breath here.
There we go. Let me just share the correct screen. Current/former sporting players competing at Euro 2024. So Portugal, obviously, Ronaldo, Nuno Mendes, João Palhinha, Mateus Nunes, Gonzalo Inacio, Rui Patricio, Bruno Fernandes, and Rafael Leão. Belgium, De Bast, which has sort of been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano just about an hour ago. But we all know it's pretty much done by this point.
Yeah. Even quotes earlier today or yesterday, he was saying, like, "Oh, this one."
Yeah, he had an interview. I was like, "Yeah, I'm joining." So, yeah, Denmark, Morten Hjulmand, Serbia, Gudelj, Shark Gudelj, Slovenia, Andres Sporar, Turkey, Demiral. And that is it for now. But that's still, I would like maybe Benfica be out there with the amount of players from different nationalities, but I would assume that's probably like one of the highest in the
Euros.
competition.
Yeah. Portugal's got a few at Copa America. I know they're up there because they've got like 3 or 4 dudes just in the Brazil team alone.
Speaking of which, Israel made Copa America despite being injured for the last 2 months.
Good for him. Good for him. Nice to see.
Fair play. Guarte's not there though, unfortunately. Poor guy. He's retired, I assume now from international football.
It's not
don't mind
kind
me.
of an unofficial. It's kind of an unofficial. Like we're not taking you anymore.
Rest up that knee, King. We need you for the back to back.
Less minutes for him. Gets to rest a little more. Is what it is. Not gonna argue that point.
But yeah, I think that is it. Unless you guys can think of anything else to discuss.
Who do we think? Like we predicted who we think like who do we think is gonna win? Like outside of Portugal, who do we really think is gonna probably do the most damage at this tournament? Or who's like your sexy pick?
I'm gonna be boring. I think the sexy pick is Portugal personally, but I'm gonna be boring. I'm gonna be boring and say.
Should we do something like this? We'll have.
All right. I like this. Shout out to Marino. Is this Marino Peixoto?
Yeah.
Shout out to Marino.
I'll go first. Let me go first. My winner, boring. So boring. I'm not even like that in love with their squad, but France. Finalists will be. I don't know how the brackets end up. I'm thinking like France, England, or France, Germany.
Mine. Yeah.
Dark horse. I already said it. In terms of like, I think they're gonna shock the world. Georgia. Biggest disappointment. Turkey, Italy, maybe. Okay. Top goal scorer. I can't look past the fucking boy, baby.
You think he's gonna turn it on this year again?
Best player in Mbappe.
Okay.
Best young player.
Mbappe again.
No, still Mbappe.
Bellingham. I think Mbappe might be too old, so let me say Bellingham.
Cool.
Boring picks.
All right,
go on, Richard.
I'm gonna go a little more chaotic. I think winner England, finalist France.
Nice.
Just to reverse. I think though, like I think England has enough individual quality. I think they're a bit more united than we are as a team. We just seem a little more disjointed them, so that's why I've gone with them. Dark horse. I think I'm gonna go with. Is Spain really a dark horse pick? Like
I would say
so. I don't think they are. I don't think they are.
Well, that's the thing. Like I don't think there's like I think team. That's why
they've done for the last 10 years. Okay, 8 years.
Yeah,
not a lot.
I mean, they were semi-finalists at the last Euros, and realistically, they should have fucking won that semi-final against Italy.
I don't think Spain should be considered a dark horse. They're still amongst.
Yeah, that's what, like people are like, what did Spain done? Like they made the semi-finals of the last Euros and probably should have been in the final. They're the current Nations League winners. They lost out in the last World Cup on penalties by the skin of their teeth. They're a good team. That's why I don't put them as a dark horse. You know what? Croatia. Because I feel like people are still somehow sleeping on Croatia.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
So I'll go with them. I think biggest disappointment. I think it might be us.
Could be. It
I think of any of like the big teams. I think we're the most liable to implode for a multitude of reasons. So I think biggest disappointment might be Portugal. I think Mbappe will be the top scorer. I think the best player will be Bellingham. And I think best young player,
Lamine Yamal, while he's still doing his homework.
I was thinking Pedri from Spain. But Yamal's a good shout. Because I think Spain's going to go on a run. Either Pedri or Musiala.
Yeah. Fair enough. Winner, I'll stick with the boys. Portugal. We'll stick there.
Boo! Just kidding. Boo!
Finalist again. I don't know how the tree works, but I feel like it's just a safe bet to go France at this point. Actually,
I think France and Portugal will meet up in the finals.
I think though, depending on how the bracket shakes out, they can meet in the final again.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. Dark horse. I'm gonna go for Serbia because I've just had a look at their team.
I like
especially
that.
up front.
Yeah, I like that.
Vlahovic, Mitrovic, Jovic, Tadic, Kostic. They've got a good midfield. Milinkovic, Savic, Godelj. Defense, meh. But like I can see them doing it. And the thing with Serbia, they're always very physical, and I feel like
it's that Balkan mentality. They're psychos. It's just cigarettes, ale, and adrenaline.
Itches get stitches. You feel what I'm saying? The doubters get stitches.
Biggest disappointment. I find it's difficult because I don't think there's that many teams that you can expect to not be in it. Like France, we've all said that will be in the final.
I think could actually disappoint too. Sam,
Netherlands too.
Is the Netherlands. I was thinking Netherlands.
Yeah. I'm not really expecting that much of them anyway.
Yeah, but you expect them to make it out of the group at least second. You know what I'm saying?
You expect them to make it out of the group. Yeah, you're expecting them to have a decent showing.
I'm gonna go Italy. I think they might not make out the group. I think if they only beat Albania,
Italy is probably one of the toughest teams to really call because they
didn't qualify for the last World Cup.
Well,
the last two World Cups, but they won the Euros.
That's the thing. They could easily win the whole thing again, or they could crash out in the group. They're such a weird team to try to predict.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Italy. Yeah, because they got a tough group as well. Top scorer, I'll go for Mbappe. Best player, I'll keep it with Mbappe as well. Very boring. Best young player,
Mbappe.
Jean Neves, I think.
Ooh, all right, sexy pick, Jean Neves. Okay.
If Portugal are going to win, I feel like you've got to have one of the
young lads steps up, kind of like Renato Sanchez at 2016.
Yeah. Okay, Chris. All right. Last but not least, what about you?
Okay. Winner. Spain.
Ooh, okay. Starting off strong here.
Finalist, France. Is that even possible? I guess anything's possible, right?
Anything's possible.
Yeah. Dark horse. I'm gonna go Serbia.
Two of you picked Serbia. Interesting.
Biggest disappointment. Again, it's like one of those teams we were talking about. Like, we're not even sure if they really belong in the top tier, but they're the hosts, right? So if they tank, it's kind of they're expected to do it. At least the semi, you would think.
At least,
I think Germany should at least make quarterfinals.
Yeah, or at least quarter. Yeah. So I'm gonna say less than that.
So you're thinking round of 16, probably. Like they run into like an England or somebody. Imagine.
Top scorer. Couple pens.
We're gonna look so stupid when Germany turns in. We're gonna look so dumb.
Finishing with seven goals. Three pens, 4 from open play. Dude, his free kicks have been looking better.
Free kicks have been looking good.
Maybe he bags a free kick.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna bag a pen.
Definitely gonna bag a pen. If there's one thing we can count on, is he's gonna bag a pen.
Unless he comes up against Austria again.
Best player. I'm saying Spain to win. So I think it's likely that the winner, the best player, will come from the winner.
It's almost always from the fault.
Let's go with Rodri, man. He's been getting a lot of love.
Okay.
He's been getting a lot of love.
I can see it
behind that.
He's been playing in the Prem, which is definitely helping his stock and his PR. If he plays a pivotal role for Spain. And then best young player. I'm gonna go with Rafael Leão.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's had flashes at a big tournament, but I feel like this is where he's gonna
break out a bit.
I'm fully here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that. I think we've all gone pretty good choices. We'll see. We'll come back to that, I suppose.
We're gonna look so stupid when Germany mops if Germany mops the floor with everybody, turns
Netherlands is definitely an a recently popular pick to kind of tank. So
yeah.
That's fair enough. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I don't think there's anything else to touch on.
Not that I can think of.
We'll just have to wait and see. Make sure you keep up to date with us. We will be live tweeting during the Euros, so make sure you follow us there on all social media platforms.
Yeah, next time you guys see us will probably be sometime after Portugal's first game. So in between games 1 and 2, we'll hopefully have a joyous review, and we won't be pissed off during that show. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no way. We'll be.
They don't play till Tuesday, I believe. Correct? Tuesday afternoon.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Tuesday at 3 Eastern.
Yeah.
But yeah. But make sure you follow the guys as well. Make sure you follow Richard there. You can also follow Chris down there. Oh, sorry, down there. You can follow Danny there as well. Follow myself there as well. But as mentioned before, make sure you follow all things Alvalade on all social media and podcast platforms. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the Euros and peace.